We roll on with our 2025 three-round mock drafts before the Combine. We're to the San Francisco 49ers. Very disappointing team last year, but I don't think it's for the reason that a lot of people believe that it is. I think they need a lot of pieces on this defense because the depth has just been killed. Good thing is you're picking way higher than you could have ever expected, and a player fell right in your lap that's going to be an absolute stud. I'm Jeremy Green from NFLDraft.net and ESPN Radio Asheville, and this is a three-round mock draft from the San Francisco 49ers.
I get knocked down, I get back up.
The Sportsocracy.
And I'm unapologetic.
We start at number 11. 11 is a spot that I think is perfect for a lot of pass rushers, and I think that's one of the biggest needs that San Francisco has. Last year, you had Bosa and not much else. So you need to put somebody on the opposite side, and I think the perfect guy to do that is Mike Green, edge rusher from Marshall. The biggest question on this kid is what happened at Virginia? He was at Virginia for a year, did absolutely nothing. Then he went to Marshall and was a wrecking ball. Had 17 sacks last year for Marshall. He was the only player on that defense. He was an absolute stud at the Senior Bowl. Ran through Josh Connerly. Really smart kid. That's something you're going to notice about a lot of these picks that I have for San Francisco is that they're really damn smart. Mike Green has the flexibility to be an elite pass rusher in the NFL. He has surged through the process because people started watching his tape and realized he actually holds up better against the run than you would think for a guy that's a little bit thin. And that's really the biggest knock on him is that he's not a gigantic guy. I like him as a stand-up 3-4 edge. I like him as a hand-in-the-dirt 4-3 edge. I don't really think it matters. Where I run into problems and why I like him better in a four-man front, he dropped into coverage 21 times in 2 years. I can't tell you that he can't do it. I just have never seen him do it. He needs to get a little bit stronger, but what I saw from him in Mobile was absolutely top of the class, one of the best pass rushers in this class, and I think he would be an absolute value for San Francisco. At number 11, we go Mike Green, edge rusher out of Marshall. Now, with their second pick, this is more where I start looking at another deficiency, which is their offensive line. I have railed on this for a very long time, and I think people are starting to understand what I was saying. So with pick number 43, I go Jonah Savaiinaea, offensive lineman from Arizona. My biggest knock on him is that I don't know exactly where he plays. He's 336 pounds. He's also 6'5", so he would be an abnormally large guard. But I've seen him play guard, and I've seen him do it well. He can be a little heavy-footed, but I'm not sure that that's his fault. When I go back and watch the tape from Arizona, it felt to me that Savaiinaea never really got elite-level coaching, and so he never really developed as a prospect. And we've been on him for so long that we almost started to ding him for the fact that he never really got better. We also undervalue the fact that he'd been really good at Arizona. Very flexible, has played at tackle, has played at guard. I think he comes in as a day one starter at guard. This is one of the weird evaluations where I think his ceiling is high-level, elite-level pass-blocking guard that learns to pull out in space, and then if that doesn't work, you can kick him out to tackle. Usually we go the opposite way. This time, I'm going to start him at guard, and if that doesn't work, we'll move out to tackle. Insanely smart kid. And you watch him in blitz pickup. I don't know that I've ever seen a guy that's more instinctive as to picking up blitzes. Did not have the greatest week of the Senior Bowl, but he wasn't bad. It was just a net neutral. May have to work on conditioning at the next level because I think that's why he looks so heavy-footed. It's because he's so damn heavy. Jonah Savaiinaea here at number 43 to the San Francisco 49ers. Rolling on 2 picks in the third round, and these are both San Francisco-type players. At 75, I go Darius Alexander, defensive tackle from Toledo. This kid is an absolute physical freak and can play damn near any position on a defensive line. I love his scheme versatility. I think Robert Saleh is going to love his scheme versatility. The thing about him is that technique is going to need to be worked on. His hands are really confusing at times. It's almost like they don't work in concert with the rest of his body. The other problem is that he can get very high up in his pad level, and he's pretty tall. 6'4". That can be a problem in the NFL, especially for a guy that's a little bit light. But in terms of physical skill, physical talent, physical ability, there are a few guys in this class that are better than Darius Alexander, especially at defensive tackle, a position that I think is a huge need for the San Francisco 49ers. He's also a hell of a special teams player, one of the better kick blockers in this class, because he is absolutely a witch when it comes to timing out kicks. You can watch it, and now this was in the MAC, so you do have to talk about level of competition, something you also have to talk about with Mike Green. But raw physical ability, Darius Alexander has the ability to be an absolute stud and another find for San Francisco in mid-rounds of defensive players. Speaking of mid-round defensive finds, one of my favorite players in this class, and he is absolutely a Robert Saleh type guy, Sebastian Castro, pick 99 here with the comp pick for San Francisco. Taken here is Sebastian here at 99. This kid was really good at the combine, super high football IQ. Everybody that coached him around the Senior Bowl talked about how smart this kid was, how instinctive he was, how he just has an absolute ball hawk mentality. He's always around the ball. He's a really good tackler. There's just one problem. He's small. He's 5'11", about 200 pounds. I'm not sure that he can play as a full-time safety. I think he's going to have to move into that hybrid Brian Branch role, because I'm not sure body frame-wise he could hold up to the wear and tear of an NFL season. I love this kid. I just watched this Robert Saleh defense with my New York Jets for a handful of years. I think this is the kind of player that they were missing. They thought it was going to be Ashton Davis, and it wasn't. Sebastian Castro, great move piece. Didn't play as much as you necessarily would want. His snap count's not particularly high. He played 2,000 snaps, but a lot of them were in reserve roles early on. Played 4 years, played 42 games in college. I think this kid projects, maybe not in year one. I think he'll be a high-level special teamer year one. I think he can even be a sub-package guy in year one. But if you give him a year and you really work to develop this kid, he could be another absolute steal for the San Francisco 49ers. Here at pick 99, Sebastian Castro, safety out of Iowa. If you love these picks, if you hate these picks, if you just want to talk about another player that you like for San Francisco, or, San Francisco fans, a lot of you railed on me for Sam Darnold, so if you want to apologize for all the nasty shit you said to me when I said that you were going to probably regret letting him walk out the door, you feel free to do that, or you can make fun of the fact I just said that. Totally up to you. NFLdraft.net, your one-stop shop for all things prospect rankings, mock drafts. We'll be putting it out every single day between now and the 2025 NFL Draft. We'll also be live next week at the 2025 NFL Scouting Combine from Indianapolis, Indiana. All the content you could ever want. I'll be doing interviews with players. I'll be at the podium. All of the things you could ever want, and it's all yours right here in the Sportsocracy and at NFLdraft.net. I am at ESPN Draft Nerd Jeremy Green, and this has been a 3-round mock draft for the San Francisco 49ers.
And I'm unapologetic. Cancel, yeah, you can try. You can't cancel what's been tonight. I ain't been had a shit, no silver spoon.